I'm back. The Red Menace is back on YouTube. I've been planning on making this episode for a lot of days, but I was out of town. So, anyways, forget about me being out of town. We are now recording this video. Let's get into it. Alright. Let's play the whole series of the Rangers and the Boston Bruins. And we can go to the Stanley Cup Finals in this game. Let's play it. Tonight is the night.
Hi everybody, it's James Sabalski from EA Sports. Well, these two fan bases just can't get enough, and they're going to be getting over with game number 5 tonight. You can feel the intensity of this one. Total playoff atmosphere winning the way. Shot of Cincinnati at the side of the net, but doesn't go. Huge opportunity there, James, to get the go-ahead goal in this game. You know what that does? It creates a ton of momentum, but the right flops it. And that's offside, stopping the play. We're still in the early stages of this period. Still scoreless in this one. The Bruins win possession here in the open ice. And he uses his reach to disrupt the play. The Bruins ready to go on the attack. Shuts him down.
He really owns the crease when he drops into that butterfly positioning, and for the shooter, I think it's intimidating. He makes himself
There's a bit of fight here.
Everyone up on both benches here, and this is all because of the hit to one of their star players, James. And I like the response. You got to find a way to stick up for your teammates, in particular your best players.
Really sticking up for his team.
And ring the bell, it's over.
This is a perfectly executed final punch, James.
That's amazing.
The Rangers cheering on their player as he goes toe-to-toe in this fight. He's the winner in this one, and it's going to create a lot of adrenaline within this whole building.
Well, both teams seem to be a little calmer now after a pretty chaotic stretch just a few moments ago.
If you really beat to go to the conference finals, I could have been.
And that concludes the first 20 minutes of play. Second period action. Stick around. Closing seconds of the first intermission. Sabalski, pounder. Here comes period number 2.
I mean, I'm in this group, so I can't even play.
Well, there's the horn, and that means 2 periods down. And there's still a critical third to play. Looking for...
So just to speed up the process. Crap, I can't change it.
Third period action is coming up. And the clock is ticking here on period number 3. Cheryl, 40 minutes in the books now played. How do you view this one?
Boston's got to take some risks here in the third period, but doesn't need to happen right away. They've got 20 minutes of leg room here, if you will, James. They've had a strong game. They've owned possession. They got to give themselves some poise and patience with the puck to drive the paint and get some quality chances on net.
There's the final horn sounding, putting this baby to rest. A huge response and a tremendous display of resiliency to pick up the win here as they...
This is not going as planned. How long am I going to be injured for? played 47 seconds. Thursday game 6. I just looked them up just for this game. And we're going to the final. This is a really short episode, so you know what? The cup finals will start in the next clip. Wow, things are really starting to get interesting. We're playing the Seattle Kraken. Let me just view their stats and standings. We are second in our own division. In our conference, we are third in our own conference. We're sixth in the whole league. But the Kraken, on the other hand, let me just look at their Pacific division. Only third in their own conference. They're here seventh, and in the league today are ranked 16th. So we have a good chance of winning the Stanley Cup. But I'm not going to be in the lineup for another couple of games, so that sucks. I just have to close the door. And we lost that game. Am I returning? When am I going to return? This is really good. When can I see I'm going to return? If I do the lines, it moves advantage at Kreider, the third line? I would put Kreider on like the second line. Defense wise, I would have Lindgren, Fox, and Chuba and Miller, Josephson, and Schneider. I like that. Oh yeah, Jake Evans, Vladimir Mesnikov. 2 injured players. So we're already down 2-1 in the series. And we tied the series up 2 games apiece. And what game is this? This is game 5. I'll just click up. And I'm unavailable. This injuries. Oh yeah, we'll see that. I'm just gonna look at that. Not for any and it just skipped. Goals leaders. So let's see if New York will pull this off. And we did it. The Rangers are Stanley Cup champions.
He's starting to get into some rare air here, right? With his third Stanley Cup win, this guy's a winner. And this is a great win.
You heard him.
If you look over the last, quarter century around the National Hockey League, there are very few players in the league that have won 3 Stanley Cups, right? Like, those are true winners. You think about how hard it is to win a cup now in a league as big as it is now and as robust as
all
it is.
teams.
He's got 3 rings now.
Offer.
That is remarkable. That is starting to get into some special air category for what he has done in his career with 3 Stanley Cup wins. Congratulations. All right, we got a lot more to get to here on our post-game show coverage. So
it gets snappy. I'll replace this with this. Crap, I missed the awards. Won the Conn Smythe against all odds.
Gotta bring it back here for a second and respect one of the all-time called shots guaranteed. You think of guaranteed wins, and we've seen it over the course in football. We've obviously seen it in hockey in New York as well. But how about this?
So right? 5 Stanley Cups for the Rangers. Their 101st year.
He's coming off a 3rd straight Stanley Cup win, and he called it, right?
Of course I called it.
That is some next level jargon. I mean, that's not jargon, that's prophetic. That's some Nostradamus stuff. To call that and back it up, man, that's some Hall of Fame comments right there in the all-time annals. Well done. All right, I want to get to the phones. We got a jammed up phone board.
So this is literally free agency. Let me just look at the calendar and see. So free agency just started. So they didn't even offer me a contract till the end. The very last day of free agency, I'll just say. So I'll get to meet with my agent. So it's now August. Pre-agency is going to start. A UFA or an RFA? Didn't mean to do that. Edit line, so I'm still a member of the Rangers, but I'm gonna be given an offer? What have they just already signed him? Coach Haynes.
We also got to bring it back here for a second and respect one of the all-time called shots guaranteed.
I'm going to be the next
think of
captain
guaranteed wins,
of the
we've seen it over the
Rangers.
course in football. We've obviously seen it in hockey in New York as well. But how about this, right? To promise multiple Stanley Cups, and he's coming off a third straight Stanley Cup win, and he called it, right? He called it. That
So
is
they,
some next
so
level
New York resigned
jargon.
him.
I mean, that's not jargon.
That's
That's
what it looks like. Or is this my?
That's
I think
the
this might could be the
Nostradamus
final
stuff.
year of my
To call
contract.
that and back
I didn't
it
check
up,
the contract
man,
recently.
That's some Hall of Fame comments right there in the all-time.
Wow,
and
Jonathan Marchessault.
well done. All right, I want to get to the phones. We got a jammed-up phone board here.
Wow, they did give me a wonderful increase in my salary. So that's gonna do it. This episode has a couple things pretty unexpected, like us not having to play the Stanley Cup Finals, not to see us go to the Cup Finals, not to see us even win the Stanley Cup, or see me even hold up the Stanley Cup. So that's gonna do it. I hope you guys enjoy this. And if you did, please like this video and subscribe. You just passed 100 subscribers. My next subscriber milestone has to be 200 subscribers, and I will see you next time.